pivots since I got here on
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah.
You know, it's just the way it is.
You need me, Adam? Tell me when. We're live?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I guess we're live. Welcome to the Bloom Show at CalFlowers with
Willie Armelini from Flowers and
Flowers and
Scents.
Scents. So today is a special edition of the Bloom Show here at CalFlowers in beautiful Del Coronado. Amazing view behind us, right, Willie?
For sure.
The vibe is great. The
The
music
vibe is great.
and the scene is great. So today we have Kim Kudo with us from Kim's Flower Network. Today we were supposed to be with Todd Ingham, but he couldn't make it. He had some personal issues that he couldn't make it. But we're accompanied by Kim, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start off the question.
Hey, so Kim, as I said earlier, I don't know much about the Flower Network. So how?
The Flower Network was born out of necessity in 2 days, basically. I worked for a large wholesaler that quit, and they said, pack up the office and send it up. And I told my customers, because I started in the flower business at a large farm at Frizzy Flowers, and ended up with another company, and it shut down, and my clients still wanted to buy from me. And so I was like, okay, but you got to pay me because I don't have a lot of money hanging around. And they said, we will send you money in advance.
Wow.
We just want you to keep getting us fresh flowers from California. And so that's what I did. And that was 22 plus years ago.
And you focus on Californian grow products?
I do. There's a lot of wonderful flowers in the universe, but it's just me. I'm a one girl pony show. So I do what I know. And so I've worked for some very large growers. I have some great connections with other growers up and down the state of California. And for them, it's like they have an extra salesperson that they don't have to pay. You know, I buy their product, I mark it up, and I ship it out. And all they have to do is pack it and put it on the truck or FedEx or, overnight or whatever. And it works out really well.
Are you doing this online, or are you doing this? How are you doing
I do it old school.
On the phone?
Yeah. In fact, I have a client that for the past 20 years, I send her a fax. She circles what she wants, tells me how many boxes. I fax back, okay. I put it on Southwest. It gets to her, and I maybe talk to her 3 times a year face to face.
And plus you still have a fax machine.
I do. And in fact, my sister's like, why do you still have fax machine? I go, because this client buys well, and that's how she doesn't want to deal with it.
I would keep the fax machine if I were you.
Yeah, and it works out great. And then,
Retro is back.
yeah, I do an internet availability, and I send it out to my client base, and then they usually call, email, text me. Skype is amazing because it saves us all time. I can Skype a grower and see if they have the particular product. We can ship every day if they need it. We can ship once a week. I have even saved a wedding by FedExing 1 box of Stephanotis overnight.
When you gotta have it.
So I had a question for you, because you are concentrated in California.
Yeah.
How has the cannabis industry affected growers in California? And is it still affecting?
It's still affecting us very much so. I understand the hardships growers face,
Okay.
and the money was in cannabis initially, and it took a lot of our very good growers.
Yeah.
And we don't have the selection we used to have, but in a way, for a person like me, it kind of gives me an advantage because I know who the best 5-snap growers are.
Right.
And, everybody is shorthanded, everybody is struggling. And so I'm kind of like the personal shopper for them. So if they need 100 bunches, I can accumulate it, consolidate it, and get it to them. And it works very well.
I was curious, actually. I'm writing a book about the flower industry, or at least about my experience in it. And
Yeah.
one of the things that I wrote about was the fact that I believe that the flower business is still pretty much done on the phone.
It is.
Would you agree?
It is, because flowers are an emotional item. People want to hear a voice that's going to tell them, I'm going to take care of you. it works very well. It keeps you in contact, and you get to know these people. They know you, they know your family, vice versa.
Right.
And it's just like when people call and you hear hit 9, hit 4, hit whatever. They don't want that. They want to go, Kim, can you get me another box of
I
whatever on
need
the
this
truck?
or that. Yeah.
And I can say yes or no. I mean, they fax me, they text me, and it's okay. I mean, it's one of the benefits. The sound
Freedom's back. Freedom's back.
The base is over there, right?
Yes, it is.
There's a helicopter passing by, but the base is right next door. And what is it that they call this sound?
So, if you grew up in a military family, which I did, we call that the sound of freedom.
The sound of freedom. That's a
So
beautiful
the
sound.
Navy base is there, Fort Rosecrans, 66,000 of our veterans are buried there. It's very important to us.
So you said something earlier when we were hanging out, and what you had said was that what do you estimate the value of all the flowers that are here today?
The flower estimation, I would feel pretty confident in saying it's $1 million plus.
Ooh.
So, and just to put that into context, the whole entire area around here is filled with flowers, and
Yes.
the whole entire hotel is full. So
It
explain
is.
what's being done with all those flowers.
So I am on the
On the board.
Fun and Sun committee. I'm
Okay.
on the board, and one of my main jobs is flower procurement. So we send out a huge list, and then I know who grows what. So if the list doesn't start coming back, or they're like, I was waiting for your call.
Yeah.
What do you need? And I'm like, well, I need tulips. I need peonies. I need 80 bunches of pink snaps. We needed 280 bunches of dahlias. We need
280 bunches of that.
just for one event. I mean, if you could be in this hotel and just watch people see the magnitude of some of the pieces, I hope you guys have a chance to cruise around and film that. I mean, I've been in the flower business 28 years and I'm still blown away.
No, it's impressive, and what a venue to do it in.
Right, and it's been a little bit challenging because it was a little bit windy tonight, but everything will get used, and everything that's left we will donate to a Wounded Warriors project. So it will go to veterans after the fact. So we try to use it from the beginning, middle, and end. And that's very important to me too, because flowers should be shared not just by other flower people, but by everybody in the hotel, our veterans and everybody that wants to have flowers in their life, which we hope is everybody.
We even got flowers delivered to our rooms, everybody.
Yeah, in the rooms and everything. And what's it? Obviously, the attendance is sort of over the chart, I think, isn't it?
So I know we're at like 455 for tomorrow, and then we had to kind of stop because we told the hotel we'd have a full house, but at some point we're full.
Wow.
And
Good.
this is an amazing location to be at. So we're happy to be together after not being able to be together.
All right.
That's awesome. So, as you know, the show is about collaboration. Willie and I collaborate together, and we really like to talk about collaboration. And we had someone to join you today, but he wasn't able to make it. But I did have a question and considering that you're a network,
Right.
how can wholesalers or networks work closer and support growers?
I think you need to, I saw this thing and it said, the beautiful thing about a flower is it doesn't try to compete. It just grows and shines.
Okay.
I think we need to do that. I think that, flowers have a limited time, and the more we share, we can get those flowers out and everybody can do well. And it doesn't do anybody any good to be a beautiful grower and not be able to cut and share their flowers. And so I was just talking to a gentleman. He decided to grow lavender in his 70s.
Yes,
And we're having a conversation about moving lavender. I mean, if I just only grew one thing and I wasn't networking and asking him about his business, I mean, I think I have an opportunity to start maybe selling fresh and dried lavender. So there's plenty of opportunities, there's plenty of business, and there's plenty out there for everybody. So if you don't share and network, you're really kind of shooting yourself in the foot. You're limiting your possibilities. And nowadays, it's not like the old days where you just ship to 9,000 wholesalers. I mean, you gotta think out of the box. You gotta pay attention to social media and what the younger people are doing. For the first time ever, we're having a plant panel because plants are during COVID and
They're pretty
even,
popular.
Yeah, it's a huge thing. I mean, they have ownership the way people have ownership of a dog. They take care of their plants, and so we're like, okay,
Pet plants, yep.
let's talk about plants because wholesalers across the U.S. want to know, how can I, have more business? Well, plants is a sector, and it's not going to take away from the cut flower business. It's going to enhance.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to do. We want to, as CalFlowers, have our membership have the ability to enhance. Our membership is grown by hundreds and hundreds every year. We're at
during COVID, there was an increase.
Yes, over 900 members. I mean, we could be close to 1,000 now, and you have all this information, and it doesn't matter if you're a small company like myself or you're a huge company like Sun Valley or one of the other giants. Everybody is treated equally and fairly, and we all share the information, so it benefits all of us.
And that's the power collaboration. Right?
Exactly.
The power collaboration.
Right.
That's awesome. So I'm going to ask you, do you have any other questions?
No, I'm good.
You good?
I'm good. I think I learned about the network, which is what I want to learn about.
That's a really interesting
See what that was all about.
And it's kind of funny because I really didn't want that name, but I had to get a business license and I couldn't think of anything else.
Hey, that works.
Well, it sounds bigger than it is.
Exactly. And it's kind of interesting when people go, well, who is that? And that's why I do volunteer and be a part of this industry, because as a small grower, a small company, I want to be involved and I want to know what's going on and I want to contribute, and you can do that.
Certainly you have.
Well, thank you.
So,
you're here.
So I like to ask these fun questions just to bring out the personality.
Okay.
Right? They're a little silly.
Sure.
Sometimes a little dumb, but I like to ask these questions and people get to know you.
Okay.
Right? And you never know, you have something in common with someone out there.
Right.
So what is your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue.
Coffee, Red Bull, or Life?
Coffee.
Not like coffee, right? Favorite flower?
Gladiola.
Gladiolas.
I love gladiolas since the time I was 5
working
years
for Freezy.
old. We would drive to the beach, and the gladiola fields were right on the beach, and I always thought, one of these days I'm going to know about those gladiolas, and it came true.
Now you do.
So I think Adam, we have a comment? No, I cannot.
Yeah, so we have a couple comments. So we've got David that was very much looking forward to getting us started, and he said he was missing out on the beauty sleep.
All right.
So we got started.
Now, he needs a little bit of that sometimes.
We've got Linda Burgos from CalFlowers that says hello.
Hi, Linda. Hi, Linda. That's awesome. So we got a couple people chiming in and saying hi. And then the last question is, what's your favorite thing about this event?
Getting everybody together and having a good time, and like I said, having other people see the flower business is like a real entity. We are a force, and it's great for the outside world to get a peek inside too. And it's been great to watch, even the hotel staff see what goes on behind the scenes, because they have no idea what it takes to be in the flower business.
Yeah.
So,
It's really impressive. And my wife is here for the first time, and just really learning about it. It's really brought in her eyes. And I've been in the industry for 17 years, and now the time is like, wow, this is what goes on. So
yeah, it's amazing.
So thank you for supporting, and thank you for being on here today. Truly appreciate it.
And thanks for putting up with us and coming here and talking to us.
It was barely painful.
All right.
Thank you. Don't forget to take off your little thing.
Oh, right.
We're gonna get the next guest on. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kim.
Thank you very much, Kim. So I have a great one, Kim.
See, that was painless.
Yeah, no. And if you guys are around when we clear the floor on Wednesday, when the volunteers come in for the Winter Warriors project, it'll be fast and friendly, but David Rue will be here from that, and it would be great if you could see
That'll be great. That's great. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Great. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, boy. I'm
Yeah.
far from cooking.
You're free to go.
Free to go. So I believe we're still live, right? Cool. So I do want to give a shout out. So I do want to give a shout out to our sponsors, which was Armelini, right, and Flower Trade Distributors as well. They were the logistics sponsors, but they were also the sponsors for our Bloom Show and Flowers and Scents Show. So we are having a couple other guests on as Jeannie Bose and I'm going to butcher his name again. So Jeannie
Yost.
Yost. And Yost will
And
be
Roast is
coming
right
on,
there.
And they're walking right through. So they'll be here in a quick second. Thank you again for joining us. And we do encourage everybody to comment, like, and share. But do comment. Please do comment. Ask any questions. Chime in. And let's have fun, right? Let's enjoy this moment and cheer everybody on as well. And enjoy people walking by and really tapping into the scene here. And that was really our intention.
Part of the program.
Yeah, they're part of the program. How have you been enjoying it?
It's good. Well, you can't beat it out here. It's pretty nice out here.
It's beautiful out here, right? So it's a beautiful breeze. It's a beautiful environment. I mean, we've really enjoyed it very much so. And it's such a great event to bring your.
Come on, Yost and Jeannie. Come on.
Come on.
How are you guys doing?
We're good.
Hello,
We are live
hello,
now. It's just
hello.
the way that we're casually doing it.
Welcome.
There you go. You're very welcome.
Just clip that on somewhere close to your mouth, and we're good to go.
How are you
We're
guys?
just setting up.
We're
Doing well.
good.
How you doing?
Good. Hi,
So,
Billy.
Are you guys rested? Because I imagine you had so much to do with the prepping of
We
this whole
were
event.
not fun and sun.
I came from Vermont
We were
last night.
I didn't work on the fun and
Oh, you
sun.
did? Okay, gotcha. But you are part of the board, right?
I am. I'm the VP.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. So
Yeah.
thank you for joining us today, really. And today we're really going to talk about that flower field. I know it's super important to both of you. I know Steve Dion gave a great shout out to you guys talking about how you actually traveled to film.
To Poland, right?
Right. Yeah.
Warsaw.
Actually,
Warsaw.
we pre-COVID, we had found the Flower Council of Holland's video of "We Need More Flowers," which we fell in love with. And if anyone hasn't seen that, actually look it up on YouTube. And we found the group that created it, and we went, these are the people we need to work with. And thinking that, hopefully in the long run that it's a collaborative movement, and if we can work with the same team that the Dutch group is working with, maybe we can all share assets, will it cross market?
Okay.
So then COVID happened. And
My
we
meeting was canceled.
we started percolating and like, what are we going to do? And Steve came in at that time as executive director, and we handed off to him. We had already started talks with 180.
Oh, that process
Amsterdam.
was already in progress before he showed up.
Yeah, it was, and so we felt. I know there's been a lot of campaigns that people try to gather the funds first. We felt CalFlowers had already invested in research. We identified the demographic that was already consuming flowers. Can we keep cultivating that more? And so we took our demographics and said 180, we know Americans are, this group of Americans that are 25 to roughly 45 are already buying flowers and enjoying flowers for themselves and not for holidays or special occasions. So are there, and they were already, that was the demographic they were targeting in Europe as well. So they came up with this concept of flowers for self-care. And then we started the whole process of filming, and we went over to Warsaw, and Poland was a fabulous country, and the team over in Poland was fantastic. We brought a lot of California people.
And why Poland? Just because that's where they were?
So Eastern Europe has heavily invested and attracted filmmakers because it's a third of the cost from filming in California
Sure.
or in the U.S. So a lot of filmmaking is going on in Mexico and in Eastern Europe.
Just for COVID testing, it was $50,000 just to get through the gates.
In California.
To do it in Hollywood, so we went to Europe.
So all the way, yes.
And they produced some great production companies there, and as you have seen in the results.
And our director was in California.
He's from Topanga Canyon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came over to Floribundas to see what flowers are about, and then we saw him in Warsaw. Yeah.
So tell us, and one thing I have to say is you're volunteering on this, right?
This is our volunteer job, and
This is a volunteer job.
I'm adamant about. I've been in the business for a while, 41 years, and my hope is, that's my drive. I don't know for Jeannie, but people ask me, why do you do this? Well, I think the U.S. Floral industry needs a national advertising campaign. We've had raisins, we have milk, we have pistachio, spending $30 million a year, avocados. Flowers have nothing. It's fragmented like our business is, heavily fragmented. So if we can just get some attention, instead of doing more studies, we've spent millions of dollars on studies on people behavior, buying behavior. So we just went to this target group. We hired great companies, Amsterdam, 180 Amsterdam, our media buyer in LA, and the research company right now. You'll see tomorrow we have, Steve has a great presentation with the results, because we've reached 60 million new eyes on cut flowers.
60 million.
60 million, and it's growing because it's on social media. People ask me, well, why did you put the commercial on TV? One magazine publisher asked me that. I said, well, it's very simple. The people we try to reach don't watch TV. They've cut the cable, they've cut the cord.
Yeah,
They watch YouTube, they
It's
go
true.
on social media, podcasts are popular. So it's a gamble, but you know what? We had the money. That's why we spent the money on behalf of our members. I don't like the word moonshot because there's a lot of things on your way to the moon. But anyway, we hit a few stars, then we're happy. But if we can move the needle, then we accomplish something. But
And
the
our
key,
thinking was making it available to everybody.
Yeah.
To get the traction, we felt the campaign was strong enough that if people had access to it, they can play with it, they can do whatever they like, they can make that flower feeling t-shirts.
yeah, I was going to show you a shirt. I have a T-shirt. I was wearing it today.
Josh
It
was
says
gonna model
that
for us.
flower T-shirt. Well, it's a double XL, so let's not get into sizes. But anyway, it has my company logo on the side, Floor Abundance. And somebody, a grower, asked me, so I like to get some shirts. How do I get them? I said, well, you go to the website,
That's what I
you
wanted to
download
ask.
it.
Yeah.
Can I do that? Say, yeah, it's free. So we need to get a lot of information out there. A lot of people ask, they hear the campaign is great. They said, well, so how do you like the video? It says, I've never seen
Never
it.
seen it.
So
That is the campaign. Come on.
yeah, so
Actually, there's the video, but there's also on the website there's assets to print posters for retail shops.
Okay.
There's the large logo that you see on T-shirts. You can take that logo and put it on anything. You know, you can put it on tote bags or aprons. A lot of folks, young people, like to use the aprons for floral design.
and we have truck wraps ready for
Truck wrap,
companies
yeah.
like Armelini, perhaps. Tractor trailer, was that flower feeling?
Why
It looked
not?
pretty cool on the interstate.
Why not?
So this is just a start. We know it's working because we'll show you the numbers tomorrow. It's very exciting because we know we don't do it for it's not going to fill. We need to continue though, because advertising is repeat business, and so we need to start raising funds for the next campaign, and that's all I'm worried about right now.
When is
Focused
the
on.
next campaign?
Well, when we have the money.
And
I
when
think
is the
this campaign can probably run for 2 years. We're already a year in.
No, we're half year. Started in January,
Yeah.
so we're month 9.
But the beauty of it is most folks in this industry are small business. Most small business can't afford a whole marketing team, a
No.
marketing full-time person, even a social media person. This is turnkey for them to play with. The assets are there. Hopefully it works. And
Well, and CalFlowers put their money where their mouth is, in a sense, because you didn't, like I said, you didn't wait to raise the funds. You
yeah,
had funds, or at least you had enough funds there that you
Yeah.
produced it.
yeah.
So now the other organizations, all these, we have so many of them, AIFD, SAF, you name them, they can help get the word out. They can get florists, retailers, growers, get them to see the campaign. I just talked to a large retailer from LA tonight, and he hasn't seen the video. He says, send me an email with the stuff. I said, okay, I will, but that's not my job. But I mean, I will do it. But it's very important that people understand how they can use the assets. And we have a company that we are partnering with, Fresh Path Marketing. Melanie, she's here. So Melanie and her team understand how to explain this to a wholesaler, how to use the assets, or a florist, large florist, small florist. But the beauty of this campaign is, you will see tomorrow, we have a barcode. You can take a picture with your phone. It brings you
all the
right to the
details.
website. You can choose what you like to give. You can do it one time. You can do it 12 months a year automatically. As little as $10. There's no minimums.
Yeah.
However,
Small
for
florist could give
yeah.
$25 a month.
but for the
And-
larger
Their marketing
companies,
budget, and
Yeah.
they know it's going to
Yeah.
be much bigger than themselves.
so I run into some florist insurance company, my software companies here. I said, hey, just give us something, because the more people we get involved, you know how political campaigns run. I won't mention any names, but the $20 gifts is what makes a campaign.
Well,
Hey.
Obama was elected on $5 contributions, they say,
Yeah.
right?
So it's very important to get the word out and continue. And then we'll bring in new assets that are available again for everybody to use. And hopefully in a couple of years, we'll see the needle really move, because people ask me, how does it work for your business? Well, it's hard for me to say, but I know I get feedback from customers. It's amazing. They go like, this is awesome. How can I participate? I said, well, you can go in your local market, use the assets that we have, and promote that flower feeling, because everybody loves the name. They love the video, most of the people.
And that's key too.
Yeah.
So CalFlowers wanted to kind of step back from it. We created that flower feeling as the foundation. It's not CalFlowers. We're backing it right now.
Yeah, so we have a nonprofit.
Because this industry is very political.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to, be completely in charge of it going further. But the brand is That Flower Feeling. The website is thatflowerfeeling.org. That's where you can find the assets. Click on the partners page.
All right.
You'll get it. You can request a password, and then you can download whatever you choose to download. And the first campaign under That Flower Feeling was Flowers for Self-Care. Now, hopefully, we get enough funding to develop another campaign, and maybe that campaign is something completely different.
We will, and there's not a set number. I'm sorry, you keep going to your questions, and I probably run ahead of you.
No, this is
But-
what's
but that's-
supposed to happen.
Before?
This is what's supposed to
Yeah,
happen.
let's talk.
Let's
Stop
go.
talking.
She has a nickname. She has a nickname for me. No, but it's not about CalFlowers. You just mentioned
I
it.
want to know the nickname later.
Yeah, there's
So,
a lot of them.
It's thatflowerfeeling.org is a nonprofit foundation that's been we just put that together, and that's going to manage the next campaign,
Okay.
and is collecting the funds, totally independent from CalFlowers. We are the machine behind it right now to drive the energy
Going.
Yeah.
to get it going. But hopefully, other florist organizations see, hey, this works, because we need to move the needle. I mean, we've had COVID, which was great for the flower industry, but things have cooled down a little bit for a lot of florists, for what we hear. And business is still good, but we got to look ahead. How do we get the new generation involved? So that's
The
what we're
other
doing.
thing is, the wonderful piece of flowers is they do so many things. And with COVID and the shutdown and mental illness and mental health and the DIY and, home decor and renovations, it put flowers in a sweet spot.
Yeah, it did.
And so let's keep cultivating that. I know I have flowers in my home. My daughter went off to college, and one of the first weekends where she's in Seattle, they went down to Pike's Market, and she came back and shot a picture
That's
of
flowers
my mom.
incredible.
Yeah.
I got flowers in my room, and I'm like, yes, because I think that if you grow up with your mother, anybody having flowers in your life,
Then you participate.
Well, it's a
Continue it.
cultural thing. And in the U.S., I'm from the Netherlands. It used to be called Holland. I'm from Holland, but it's been rebranded. So it's called the Netherlands. I can't even say it. But anyway, I walked by flower stands when I was a little kid and bought flowers. Took them home, and that got me interested in the business. So we also need to get kids involved at the low, kindergarten and stuff. They love flowers.
So I've been wanting to say this. 70% of those surveyed stated that they were more likely to buy flowers than they were before watching the video.
yes.
Can you tell us about that? Like, how did you get that? those
Well,
numbers?
the best person to ask is here, but
Okay.
so that's a huge number compared to the industry standards. But I'm not a technician in that, so I know the big numbers. If you dig into it, CalFlowers has experts for it, but 70% of the people were positive. So, for
So
instance,
what we did was we hired a group
Yeah.
that surveys people that sign up to be surveyed, and so
Okay.
whenever those ads get in front of them, they actually will get a pop-up survey. So we employed, not only did we do
4,000
media
of them.
buys on social media and streaming music channels, but we employed this research company to try to pull some data back in because we know the flower industry loves data.
Yeah.
And that was part of our budget. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
because
So
it costs a lot of money.
those
Is that
numbers
data
are
available
coming
for everybody?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You can
And
get
we'll go over that tomorrow, I believe.
you can get it in print.
Yeah.
We'll pass it.
You can go really deep.
You have digital?
I'm just looking at the big picture. Is it working or is it a
I
failure?
mean, my only question that I really have, and I don't want to create a battle between floorboard and everything else, but I maybe I put it in my head, but
No.
you guys are competing for the same funds
No,
as
no.
I see it.
We're not competing
Okay.
because here's why. And I talked to Red Kennecott. We love to see floral boards, or I like to see floral boards succeed,
Yeah.
but it's 2 to 3 years away
Yep.
before a decision gets made. If they can raise $19 million, which they project, great. We should work together because we have everything in place. We got a great agency, one of the best
Yeah,
in the
you
world.
have all
who
the
does
tools.
commercials for Adidas and BMW in Europe, and we have a great research firm. We have a media buyer. We've done all the work, and we can expand this thing. People ask me, well, how come you don't have ads on TV? Well, we use Jay Schwenke Live in Bloom. That's what CalFlowers sponsors.
Appreciate it.
It works great on PBS, but a lot of people, you know, don't watch that because they don't have TV. But a lot of people in a different generation do.
It's a different generation.
And it's all in our vision of CalFlowers, more flowers to more people more often. Do I say that right?
Right?
Yeah.
More Americans enjoying more flowers more often.
Yeah, I like to include everybody, including Dutch people.
Yeah, well,
More American
we haven't
Dutch
let you
people.
in
From
officially
the
yet.
from the Netherlands.
I was imported a long time ago.
Where? Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
Yeah.
The Netherlands.
I'm from Holland.
We had flaws.
Anyway, we love flowers, and it's good what you guys are doing, by the way. Get the word out, and you need to promote your station, the YouTube channel, and do an update from time to time. How's it going? And
Yeah, we should have
Stuff.
you more often on there.
Yeah.
You're right. It's about getting it out.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's great what you're doing with Fresh Pep Marketing. How can people get in touch with Fresh Pep Marketing? How can they
Right.
get in touch with more information?
well, yeah, Melanie's here.
Okay.
They have a website. I don't know exactly how it works because I don't get into the details, but I said to Melanie, you should get involved with this because they started a couple years ago. And they know from Syndicate Sales and Laura Chanel. Great people. They know the industry. They know how to help people.
I
And that's
think
a
they're
great
trying
partnership
to
as well
create
to
some,
share.
maybe some turnkey options
Exactly.
for, you know, scaled it out for
Okay.
different size companies. Like, how can you do this? How can you make it your own? So I believe that's what Fresh Path is going to be looking into and helping people actually execute their own campaigns with the assets from that flower field.
That's great. And I want to have you, remember, Willie, we interviewed Steve Dion and Oscar
Yep.
and Eric, and hopefully we could do that again to kind of get an update, and please be included as well. It would be great to have an update with both parties.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Because I think it really resonates when we
Yeah, so-
work together.
So I've heard the word culture bomb. You know what that is?
Culture bomb.
Culture bomb on
No.
social media. So that's what the Dutch use. They're looking for it constantly, and
Culture
you know,
bombs.
we may not have it right now, but that could happen anytime. So something that hits, you know, if you look at the campaign, we've had TikTok influencers. We pay a lot to influencers. And I looked at some of these influencers and I called Genius a genie. I don't get it. You know, I mean,
We don't get it. I know.
who are her followers? It's women in our age group. And I look at this woman and all I see is her body, you know, and I got more fed to me after I looked at one of her videos. And, you know,
And what is your age group? You talked a lot about that. What is the demographic?
25 to 39.
So roughly 45.
That's what I was thinking.
But that means if you're 55, it's okay.
That means
too,
I'm
you
out of
know?
it. So
Some people come up to me, I'm
Still there for a
55. You know?
while.
We also have been, so we did the big push and the media buys early on
Okay.
in this year. And then we kept funding, there's a group, a branch of 180 Amsterdam in New York, 180 New York. And they have been kind of our social media monitors. there's gifties
Analytics. Okay.
for that flower feeling that people can add wherever they find them. They've been percolating it on Instagram and TikTok with influencers throughout this whole period, even after the media buy ended in April. So we've kept them going just to keep the brand in front of people and to keep percolating it. So there's a lot of, if you search that flower feeling hashtag on Instagram, you can see how many people are using it, posting it, playing with it.
If you Google that flower healing hashtag, you'll see a ton of stuff.
Yeah. So if there's an audience out there, look up hashtag that flower feeling and comment how many hashtags you found. That would be pretty cool.
Right here.
Let's see if that happens. That would be good. Dave, if you haven't had your beauty sleep yet, please do that and let us know. That would be cool to see. David Kaplan said that.
Hey, Dave, is Yo saying hi.
Oh, it's Kaplan. Okay.
Yeah, David Kaplan was saying his beauty sleep.
But anyway, so it's very important to state trucking companies, importers, wholesalers, growers,
Everybody can participate.
retailers, independent designers. Everybody benefits when the public gets better educated about the flower use and we increase the purchasing. So it moves the needle. And so that's why everybody has to chip in something, be part of it. Small donations work too. You don't have to write a big check, but we want you to get involved. And we're going to go to Holland in November. We're going to be at the IFTF where I see Willie every year.
I'll be there.
And we're going to have a Dick from Raamsdonk and HPP was kind enough to help us get a great spot. And we're going to dress it up. We're going to have 180 Amsterdam bringing photos because people love to take photos of the background, that flower feeling photo.
Okay.
Then we have wholesalers in the aisles, a lot of them from the US. We have all these growers, including from Kenya and Australia. They all should chip in because anybody who benefits from increased consumption in the US,
everybody
benefits.
I would actually like to shout out to all the Dutch growers. When we shot the video, they trucked, I think 8 truckloads.
we had 10 carts.
Wow.
I sent 7 emails out to growers that I know, breeders. I said, this is what we're doing. We're not exactly sure what we're doing. We need some flowers. We need color. What variety? I said, don't worry about it. You won't see the variety and you won't get recognized by name.
Okay.
Because we want massive amount of flowers. So before I knew it, we had 10 carts. We had a trucking company that volunteered to ship into Poland, 10-hour drive. And it just looks, we used a Wonderkamer, a designer in Holland that does a lot of events. They did a marvelous job. And they will do our booth in Amsterdam.
Okay.
And I will be there for sure. I think Jeannie's going to be there. Steve, we have a couple board members from CalFlowers. Frank Biddle, Pat Dawson from Maze will be there. And we're going to hire some local help as well to get carts out. And we're going to work the aisles.
All right.
With the floral board, we would love to, the next generation coming in behind us is very collaborative. So I think since I've been in this industry.
Oh, I think we need a helicopter break here.
The Navy's coming through.
Adam, we have a comment, you said?
So we've got 2 comments. So
Can't hear you, Adam.
From Janine Q, and she says, "Love this campaign. Can't wait to use the video from Crystal Gardens Florist."
Crystal Gardens Florist. So shout out from Crystal Gardens Florist.
We've got one more comment from David. He says hi.
Hi, David. No, since I've been in the industry, I know the industry as a whole has always wanted Americans to buy flowers weekly.
Yeah.
And this is a campaign that we're hoping starts changing consuming behavior.
And I think it has, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're looking at that 70% of people that watch the video are agreeing that they want to buy more flowers now.
So I want to add one more thing. The biggest beneficiaries will be supermarkets, whether we like it or not. So we need to figure out a way to get the supermarkets involved.
Yeah.
They can do something at the cash register, give a penny per bouquet or something. Times, it all adds up. And I haven't found the answer yet how to approach them, but if you have any bright ideas or wholesalers out there with big supermarket accounts, I know it's all small margins, but it all adds up because they are getting the most benefit.
And they're a big part of the industry.
From daily and weekly sales.
Yeah, also people who maybe aren't on the fence or maybe just don't even have that extra fun right now, take the assets, get the assets, download them, play with them, because traction helps all of us as well.
Okay. Yeah,
When
of course.
something gets
Keep on pushing
viral,
it. Yeah.
you know, just on your own, go out there and hashtag that flower feeling wherever you find flowers
You're right.
or you create flowers.
So,
All right. Well, we like that flower feeling.
Yeah, we certainly do.
We like you guys too.
All right.
So I have a question for you. What does that flower, in one word, what does that flower feeling mean to you?
That flower feeling to me means flowers are making people happy, as I truly believe the science behind that. It does benefit people's lives.
And how about yourself?
That flower feeling makes you feeling good. So if you look at the video that we produced, you try all kinds of stuff at home during COVID, yoga, eyebrows missing after facial face mask.
Scream therapy.
It's screen therapy. Nothing works.
That was hilarious.
And then she says, at the end of the day, buy yourself some flowers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's not flowers from South America,
Anybody,
or from
yeah.
Holland,
They're
or
just flowers.
Rome.
Just flowers.
It's all flowers because it's a global business.
It's that flower feeling.
So let the global industry get involved. We only have 350 million doing. That'll be great for the entire industry.
Yeah, we don't need them all. Yeah.
So again, any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Thank you so much for taking your time, and thank you for
Appreciate it.
hosting this event and also doing that flower feeling and volunteering your time to make better things for the flowers.
Thank you for
because like Fun and Sun is, you can hear in the background.
It's fun and sun.
We do this for fun, by
It's
the way.
a beautiful venue, and it's in San Diego. And
Yeah.
And thanks for having us here too. It's an
Yeah.
honor to be invited to do this and really to just.
I like the setting. I like the background.
Not bad, huh?
That was the goal, really,
Yeah.
is to show the beauty.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we're also going to be here as well at 11:45, I believe, or 12:15, and then also at 8. But we'll be filming the ocean.
Oh,
So,
nice.
so we're going to switch it up so we can see a couple scenes.
I hope you can come in the morning to the presentation that Steve will give.
We'll be there.
It's pretty in depth, and we have all.
Now
the
I want to hear
extras
that
here
part. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
to answer questions, and then it's pretty cool. Yeah.
So thank you so much for
Well,
being
thank you
here.
guys.
All right.
Thank you so much for your
Good
time.
always good to see you.
Great, great. Watch out. You're going to have to take that off.
Yeah.
It's still live. But
Unconnect.
Thank you again.
There you got it. All right.
It gets repeated, right? People can watch it when they want, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we're still live. We're actually still live. We're bringing in the next guest
Oh,
as well. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
We're still alive.
Yeah, we certainly are. So now we're going to have Jay Schwanke and Kelly,
And Kelly.
come on.
Kelly Blank. Kelly Blank.
So Jay is regular on our show.
Pretty
I'm
much.
sorry. Jay is a great friend. And Kelly is What happened? We're good. Yeah. So we are doing this live, and we thought we would just kind of roll with it. So now we have Mr. Jay. And Kelly, what's up, Jay?
I kept mine on, so whatever.
Here you go. And someone with their cell phone. Yeah, someone will be asking for a cell phone.
Oh.
Am I supposed to sit on the phone or what?
We'll just move it.
Um,
There we go. There you go, Kelly. We are live now, guys.
We are live.
Yeah, we're certainly live. So everybody knows Jay.
Everybody knows Jay.
If I may say, the better half, right?
Yeah, my better half.
The better half as well.
Absolutely.
Kelly, thank you so much for being here today,
Hey,
Jay.
guys, thanks. We're on the beach.
We're on the
We are
beach
on the
in
beach.
San Diego.
The moon, well, the moon is behind a cloud, but moonlight is up there.
It was up there
It's awesome.
before.
And you have an awesome shirt on.
Thank you. It's always about the flowers,
It's
right?
always about the flowers.
You're rocking it.
Right,
You're
right,
rocking
right.
it. And you have a Monstera greenery. So we have the flowers and greenery and
Flowers and foliage. They go
flowers
so
and
well
foliage.
together.
So
It's good.
you're
It's
all
good.
mixing
It's
it
good.
together.
Yeah. What do you guys think of CalFlowers so far? Well, you've been.
I've been to these
This
things
is your
before.
first one.
This is my first time.
Right.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Fun and fun.
They're easy. They're casual. But this is a pretty serious one. This is
Yeah.
the past have been smaller.
Because we haven't been together, don't
Yeah.
you think?
I
That's
think
what
everybody
it is.
wants it out. Yeah.
Right.
And you've not traveled until now, right?
Not much. No. I mean, I've just had a couple of outings. I went to the Rose Parade and I went to the Flower Festival at Disney. So, I mean, but other than that, this is the first one. This is the first time to see everybody. But, I mean, and it's funny because this is the first time you and I have met in person.
Yes, but it feels
Oh, yeah.
like we're
Right.
we're
Isn't that
okay.
weird?
Yeah.
That's weird. because I've known Willie since I was
Since we were kids, yeah, right.
We actually met like 15 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we met, but I was a lot younger looking. We met when I was working at Esmeralda.
Oh, okay. All
When I
right.
was working at
Okay.
Esmeralda.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
That's where we met. So let's start asking the questions, right?
Okay.
So how long have you been a team?
I've been a team.
Yes, have been partners in a team.
I think being together, we always have been a team. I mean, that was, I guess I've always believed that a relationship is 70-30 both ways.
70-30 both
Both ways, 70-30 both ways. And that's the way it's been with us. We've been together 26 years, 27 years?
Something like that.
Something like that. We've lost track, I think,
A bunch of years.
1994.
A bunch of years.
So 94 was when we were there.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's been a long time. And Kelly's a graphic designer by trade, so he has his graphic design business.
Okay.
And that was always advantageous to me as a person who would produce. I worked for the John Henry Company. He was working for a company and doing graphic design for them. So that's how we initially met, was being clients at the same photo studio.
Okay.
And then, but then just having the ability to and he has the ability for everything I do to make everything I do look great.
You always say that.
Yeah,
And you always say he's the hero behind the scenes.
It is. I mean, you always have a person that's behind the scenes. My favorite picture of him is him sitting in the back of the room. Because whenever he's in the back of the room, I know I'm safe.
Right, because you're in the front, he's in the back.
Nothing's going to happen. So that's
awesome.
the best part about it.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
So yeah.
He's got your back.
Always.
Hey, we can't be here without talking about PBS and what you're doing, because as I keep telling people, they should send all their money to you, because you...
We love you, Willie. Send all the money to us.
Well, because you're doing it. You're out there doing it every week.
It's a huge endeavor. The thing that is the best about it is that the feedback that we get constantly from people who watch. Those people who watch are able to. He needs this.
Yost, come and get your phone.
Yost, come get your phone.
Get your phone, my friend.
Yost's phone. Forgot
the phone.
Left without
Yost,
the
This
phone.
is part of my office.
Can you grab it to the beach while you're at it?
Pardon? Jay Swanky, great guy. Kelly, awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Yost.
So I think the thing that's the best about it is that we're able to tell the stories behind it. We're creating a show about a flower lifestyle. And everybody that watches the show gives us feedback about it. And that's the cool thing is we all know personally, however we're involved in this flower industry, that our flowers or the service we provide affects people. We're hearing it frontline. Okay. And we're reaching those 92 million people every week and telling them about flowers. And I think we were positioned perfectly during the pandemic,
Right.
telling the story that we've known from SAF for years about.
And yet people are willing to listen.
Yeah, because they
They were stuck
listened.
home.
Yeah, and they realized, hey, that little bouquet that we're going to sit on the table really affects our lives and makes us feel better. We're going to keep doing
Let's
that.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just have concluded filming season 5. CalFlowers is one of our biggest sponsors, as well as Albertsons Companies, the grocery store chain,
Yeah.
and then Holland America Flowers is our closed caption sponsor. Without those 3 people, we could not make the show. We need that, and we are a proud portion of American Public Television. We are one of their top shows in 85 markets across the U.S. And so it's really important. And I think, that you see me on the show, the beautiful graphics that you see, the stylistic approach that we take, how I say everything correctly.
He's done.
That's
where that came from.
He makes sure that happens. He's the guy who's listening when I'm talking and says, hey, you said azalea instead of,
Something else.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. Because you need that person who knows that much about it to be able to keep you in check.
Yeah.
So, Kelly, you've been in the industry, you're running into kind of
Sound effects.
For about 25 years. So were you
Well,
prior?
I've learned a lot through osmosis.
Okay.
So, traveling with Jay, going to, being in the back of the room, I've heard him give presentations hundreds of times. I know what he's thinking. I know what he's going to do. I know what he's going to say a lot of the times. And so, like he said, I'm able to catch if he gets ahead of himself and it doesn't come out quite right, then it's like, no, we need to stop. Let's do that again.
So you have that eye for perfection, the details like that.
Yeah, and it's not even about perfection. It's just to make sure that it's accurate. Because we don't want to misinform.
In that case, will we see bloopers?
Well, if you watch till the end of every episode,
There's some
when the
bloopers.
credits are running, there's a little frame, and oftentimes
You
it
put
is
the bloopers there.
But the
Yeah.
bloopers there, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fun stuff.
I think the other thing that's really nice about it is that he has a clarity about flowers that we don't possess because we've known. If you're going to tell a story about trucking, you might forget something or jump over something that you take for granted.
Yeah. As I'm writing this book, I'm doing that often.
Correct.
Reading it back, saying, "Oh yeah, but I know that, but maybe somebody else doesn't know that."
And so he'll say, "Wait a minute, you went too fast with that, or you glazed over some things."
It's trying to get into like the consumer perspective on it instead of being so
Well, I know in your
industry
audience,
related and industry oriented. It's
Exactly.
like, step back for a minute. They don't know how that works.
Better the way he's thinking of it.
And it's true because he knows the approach of having flowers in his home as a consumer, not as somebody who was a florist who, whenever we wanted them, they're there.
Go get them.
Right. So yeah, that's the beauty of it. And I think that it's funny because people talk about us a lot, and you will notice from this, I talk a lot. He does not
He does
talk
it.
a lot.
Perfect.
But,
Perfect time.
and it's interesting because sometimes people want us to be alike. And like, I met your wife. Your wife is fabulous. Oh my God, she's fabulous.
Thank you.
You guys aren't alike,
No, we're
but
not.
you're a good couple.
It's a good balance.
You and your wife are not alike. You're a good couple. And so I think that, sometimes people are like, that's Jay's spouse, and he's, he should be all gregarious and happy and flowery and throwing the fight. No.
No, it's Kelly. It's Kelly.
That's not it.
That's not your thing,
not
right?
at all.
That's not your
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. So and I think that's that's important for people to know. I think when they meet our spouses, certainly,
It certainly is.
and my business partner. I'm really fortunate.
And you both, give both credit. You won the Market of the Year award.
We did when we
Right?
we both won the Market of the
Both won
Year
the Market of the
award.
Year award.
Yeah.
Which was
And it was just as much, if not more, him than me. I'm on the camera. I got that covered. I know the flowers. I can make an arrangement backwards towards the flower, towards the camera. But it takes that other person to package it, present it, and make sure it's okay. And that's his strong suit. So that's it's very cool.
That's why it's a team. That's why it works good.
Yeah.
Collaboration.
Let's talk a little bit about this event. How are you enjoying this event, Kelly? Is this your first time in?
No, I've been to CalFlowers more than
So have
once.
you been to a few of them? You always
Yeah, I don't know. Probably 4 or 5 over the years.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And what's been your favorite thing of all these events?
Well, they're not doing it this year, but I like visiting the farms because I
Gotcha.
I know that for some people it seems like old hat and they've been on many, many farm visits, but I think that's an integral part of it and very fun. So I'm sorry they're not doing it this year.
Yeah, we love a farm tour. I mean, we do it in Columbia. We've done it here for many years.
Yeah.
We've
I
done-
like going and seeing
Well, sure.
what everybody's growing and how they're doing. I mean, and I talked to several farmers here already, which that's the cool part about this.
Yeah.
I was talking to Troy Connor, and I was learning how they're using ultraviolet light to forego pesticides. I was talking to Ben O'Doe, that I've known forever, and that they have a machine that helps them alleviate hail. It destroys the hail at 30,000 feet.
At
Did you know
30,000
that?
feet?
I didn't know that.
At 30,000 feet?
Yeah. And I'm like, what in the world? How cool is
A
this?
laser or something? How they do that?
Sonic.
Sound.
30,000 feet. That's
Sound.
Yeah. So, you know, when you come here and you network and you have a drink with somebody, or you're just visiting them and you haven't seen them for years.
You should have rolled on the letter. You never gonna get it.
Really, could you take care of them? You know, we haven't seen each other, so when we see each other, something comes up in conversation, and then you really realize that it's important. And I think that's the best thing about CalFlowers. It's still, it's my favorite convention. Sorry. You know, we talked about that. I'm sorry, Kate. I'm sorry, Molly. I'm sorry, all of you. I love this convention because there are so many people here who are family to me. You are family to me. You're my brother I've always had. Robert Kitayama is my brother I've always had. All those people are here, and it's our chance to visit with them in a casual atmosphere where it's not as structured, and we're able to do that.
Yeah, I would say that is a great thing about this convention is I feel like it's more, not to take away from anyone else, but it's being more casual. It is more friendly, more approachable in that way. It's easier to drift in and meet some people and get to know them because it is.
Wear shorts and chocolate shirts.
Well, when the executive director insists it's casual, you wear shorts.
Right.
It's true. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what you're doing tomorrow. I'm very excited.
Yes.
As I mentioned, my wife's coming along, so we're doing the crown with flower cocktail.
So first of all, we are at the Del Coronado, which has the famous crown room ballroom.
Oh, we were in that tonight.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the chandeliers look like crowns.
Yeah.
So we are obviously going to make flower crowns.
I'll be rocking a flower crown
in the
tomorrow.
crown room.
It's a signature from our show.
Yeah.
So whenever we have our guests on our show, we have make flower crowns for them. We are not making little dainty, delicate flower crowns. We are making capital C crowns that are great for you.
Oh, I guess so.
You will be able to wear one. Your wife will be able to wear one
for a little while.
And so we have it's sponsored by Ball Horticulture Company. Is the sponsor of the event. We also have flower sponsors from Ocean Breeze, Renee Van Weerden, one of my favorite people on the planet, and Ivor, who is the president of CalFlowers right now, and June, and the whole family. Then Holland America has flowers for us as well. So our friends at Holland America and Fern Trust, who are CalFlowers members who are over on
East Coast,
in Florida. Yeah, and so their foliages, we're using those. We're going to create these flower crowns. But then we are going to make flower cocktails, which is also a signature from our show, our flower cocktail hour that we have.
That I'm looking for.
Yeah, we're gonna make flower cocktails using flower elixirs, so rose and violet and hibiscus. Yeah, so this is floral elixirs are from our friend who her website is drinkyourflowers.com. And she makes these botanical elixirs that you can use as mixers. So we're going to use them with champagne. And then our friends from Edible Origins, which is Gourmet Sweet Botanicals, are sending us a whole sampling of edible flowers that all have different tastes and flavors. We're going to use those to accentuate our cocktails, but also do a taste test with them.
Yeah.
There's one called a buzz button that will make your mouth go numb. Wow. Jeannie was trying to get me to give her buzz buttons so she could give them to Yost. Before they came out here, she was like, "Where are those buzz buttons? They don't come till tomorrow morning." So yeah, so I was like, "Okay."
She was trying to avoid
She was like, "Hey, can I get some of those buzz buttons?"
So at least he embraced it.
That's good. You know what? Ginny and Yost have done such an amazing job with that flower feeling, and they do a great job I don't know of anybody more passionate about his business than Yost.
Yeah.
And about that flower feeling.
Right.
His
And,
passion.
but I mean, when we are gearing up for our productions for the show, with his Garden Roses program, his fabulous floral program, all of the people at CalFlowers all join together and they send us flowers so we can produce that show. So that's really, really important. And I think that's good. So we're going to try that. And then also, earlier in the day,
Yes, I was about
from
to
1
ask
to
you
2
about that.
o'clock, we are having a flower power challenge.
And Willie's one of the Willie's one of the challengers.
What is
We don't know. Who the
Oh, I know what it
challengers
is.
are, right?
Yeah, we don't know who the challengers are yet.
Yeah,
And so, but someone is going to be able to win. A team is going to be able to win 2 round-trip tickets on Alaska Airlines, fabulous gift baskets from Ivor's wife's winery that she works at.
Goodness, okay.
And so we've got a wonderful little prize package for them as well. So that's good. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get around together for a fun little time. 4 teams of 2 are gonna create an arrangement in about 10 minutes, and the crowd is gonna vote for their favorite.
And do they know who they are yet?
No.
So how do you know they're going to
tomorrow.
be in the room?
It will be someone from in the room.
That's why everybody needs to attend,
Show up.
Yeah.
because they're going to have the opportunity to compete and win.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. Anybody who's a designer or anybody who's not a designer should show up, because each team is going to be a non-designer
And a
and
designer.
a designer.
Yes.
So everybody comes, everybody has a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to eat 2 Alaska Airline tickets?
Sure, why not?
A basket of wine?
Oh,
Take a basket of wine.
You could be in, Willie.
I think Willie, you should go.
Yeah.
I probably will.
That'd be really cool.
So I'm
used
not
to
sure.
watch, for sure.
I've been working with Lisa and Lisa and Kim Kudo about getting the people together for it. So yeah.
So I think we have a question, right, Adam? Or a comment?
Comments.
Adam, you have a comment? We got to listen closely.
Comments.
All right.
So we've got David again chiming in. He's saying everything always looks great, takes a great team, always first class. So thanks, David, for that. And then we've got 2 comments from Chad Nelson. So he says hi to Jay and Kelly.
There you
So
go.
he agrees. Farm tours are always a must. Enjoy the convention. All the best. And then he follows up with love the concept. Great job to Willie and Saheed. And the
Chad
Bloom
Nelson, you
Euphoria.
have the prettiest Euphoria flowers, the prettiest roses on the planet. Crazy about it. That was the first farm tour I ever took.
Was that one?
And Chad brought me out to create, Kelly and I and our photographic team, to make some ads for Euphoria. That was the first place that we ever toured, and that is what got us the bug
Oh, yeah.
to create the documentaries that we created for CCFC. And we visited Euphoria 3 times, and it's just, Chad, I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about it, because truly Chad was the guy who introduced me to that.
Wow.
And it was just phenomenal to see them carry those roses like babies, and just all the amazing, because Chad used to take me to Amsterdam. That's how I got to go to Horty Fair.
Okay.
And he used to take Kel as well, and we would go over there and go to Horty Fair. Got to meet all those people. So yeah, Chad, I miss you. We miss you, Chad.
Well, we're glad Chad decided to hang in there, by the way. It was that close to no Euphoria.
It was. And, I wrote a love letter to Euphoria at that point in time, because Chad had told me that was going to happen. And I can't imagine this world without the roses that they produce. And Chad and Lily and Sharon and Andy and the family and the horses and the dogs and the people that are there and all the people that, I was just so sad that would go away, because it's that personal connection of seeing them cut, grade, package those roses. And everybody here does it with their own product. Your family does it with the trucks they run.
Yeah.
Your people do it with the programs they create. It's every single person in this industry following their passion to do the very best they possibly can, and that's what brings us.
And it
all
can be a little
together.
uncomfortable sometimes, and it can be
Because
very
we're all
hard work,
passionate.
but you keep
We're all
on going at
passionate.
it. Right?
Absolutely,
Keep on
absolutely.
going at it.
Yeah.
So I do want to have a little fun right now and
Okay.
ask my little corny little questions.
Okay.
here.
Cool. We like
So I'll start with Kelly. Kelly's favorite color:
Purple.
coffee, Red Bull, or Life?
Sorry.
Coffee, Red Bull, or Life?
Coffee.
Coffee. Favorite flower?
Peony.
Me too. Me too. I love peony. Favorite band? Skip the question.
Yeah, I don't know.
The one that's playing right now.
Yeah.
I would say either ABBA or Stevie Nicks.
Okay.
There you go. Oh, I should ask you the question to see if you get them right. Dog, cat, or plant person?
Dogs.
Dog. All right. Is that
Dogs.
true?
Dogs.
All right.
Dogs.
Most interesting job you've ever had?
What was the question?
Most interesting job he's ever had?
Oh.
The one I'm doing now. Producing a television show for PBS.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
big.
I don't think you can
that's
top
right.
that.
I think that's probably
What
true.
was his first job?
His job, your first job was a librarian assistant.
Shelving books.
Shelving books.
I can
Shelving
see that.
books.
I can see that. Nice and
Yeah,
quiet.
yeah,
And just reading with the books. And okay, so how about yourself? So what's his favorite color?
Green.
All right. Coffee, Red Bull, or Life?
Or what?
Or
Life?
Life. Yeah.
Life. Oh.
just
I think
wait.
that's a weird comparison. I don't know. Coffee? I don't know.
And how about favorite flower?
Oh, freesia, yellow freesia.
You've got lots of them.
Freesia of all things. Is it the smell or the color?
It's the smell.
It's the
And
smell.
you know what? It would be best if it was grown by Renee Van Wingerden.
Oh.
That's what I would like. We
Favorite
talked about that when we were at his place, and I love the way that yellow freesia smell in the greenhouse because they smell like Fruit Loops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
favorite cereal?
Favorite cereal?
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops?
We don't really. So it's the shredded wheat with cinnamon.
I just came up with that one, honestly. I thought we would work with that one. And what was his first job?
Well,
I
delivery
guess so,
person
yeah.
in the store. I mean, I don't know what.
You were in the flower.
Laying in the box,
So I don't know if
laying in the
I
flower
don't know if
box so they
everybody
wouldn't
knows
forget
that,
you.
but You were born in a flower
At a flower convention.
At a flower convention.
At a flower convention.
Yeah. So I was in the flower business my whole life, and really, truly, I used to lay in a flower box under the benches,
Okay.
and I would lay in front of the door at night because I was afraid they would leave me there. Because my
Your
mom,
mother wouldn't leave you.
my
Come on.
mom left me at
Come
school
on,
one
don't
time
pick
till
me back up.
6:30 at night in the middle of winter.
Oh, my
Forgot me, and all of a sudden she was like, "Where's the kid?" And they went to the school, drove to the school, and I was huddled up in a corner in a parka. And my mom was so mad at the school because they didn't call her and tell her I was still there.
Wow, Dave. So we're glad you picked you up that day, Jay.
Oh,
So
Mom.
glad
It's
to
all
be
good.
here.
It's all good. It's all good.
So, gentlemen, any other questions?
No, it's good.
So, gentlemen, thank you so much for doing
Hey,
this
thank
today.
you guys for doing this. This is an awesome thing.
Thank you so
It's
much.
wonderful. It's a treat always. I think that you've
You're
opened up
always
a whole window to our industry that people really need to see. And I think that this is really fun that you're doing it here. I want to see more couches with Saeed and Lily. That's fun. That's good. And I'm so glad that you and your wife are here tomorrow for flower crowns. And so we'll post pictures of Saeed and his wife in their flower crowns.
We'll be rocking it. We'll have matching crown.
We'll get that done. tomorrow. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Don't forget
Thanks.
to pick up.
We're still live.
We're still live. So
You're
just,
still live. All
yeah,
right.
We're going.
We will.
Is world famous wherever he goes. So we're gonna have we're asking him over, and they'll be over in a second. And we'll be talking to him. Greg goes to every convention, and he's gonna be dancing his way in here in a moment.
He's a professional photographer.
Here we go, Greg. We're live as we're on now. So grab your
Yeah,
mic.
it's just clip on.
And Greg was over there jamming a little bit and dancing a little bit.
I was shooting.
Yeah, shooting. There we go. And we
Hello.
have
You guys can't hear the music in the background.
Thanks.
Welcome to
we
this.
are still live. Just giving you a
Okay.
heads up. But thank you for joining us, guys. I love
My
the
pleasure.
outfit, and you're always the best dressed guy in the show.
Just a
man.
little bit
You're
of style. I thought we were going to be on the beach tonight,
You're
but
always
that's tomorrow
right.
night, so I burned my beach
So
outfit.
you know, everybody knows Corey Hood, and everybody knows Greg. I would assume, right?
Well, by now they should, because she's been everywhere, and
Yeah.
both of them
We
been
are
everywhere. I look, they're there. Oh, they're there. No, they're there.
We tried
Well,
to.
yeah. Probably need to be your travel agent or something.
I know, right? We're close enough.
How many shows are you going to, both of you?
A bunch of them.
I think okay, so I have all the lanyards saved
Okay, all of them.
from every event this year,
Okay.
and next time they have like a competition where you can use like any kind of item, I'm going to use my lanyard.
Well,
I think
I would have
have-
beat you because I saved 30 years of them, and
Oh.
I finally threw them away because I literally had so many on there. My wife says, "What are in the world are you saving those for?" I said, "For a picture."
It's like Mardi Gras, like Mr. T. With
I had-
lanyards on.
I know you
So
can make
many.
some amazing wings with us or something, really.
I had some.
We should put a hat. Make a hat out of them.
Hey, no. Leave my hats alone.
Leave the hat alone. All
Leave
right.
my hat
So
alone.
stop. So let's ask a couple questions. Introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? I'm Gregory Heck. My better half is Corinne, the brilliant inventor of Details Flowers software. That's kind of my claim to fame.
There you
It's just
are.
to be her henchman and her bodyguard, her executive
professional
assistant.
photographer.
You're a professional
Yes.
photographer, like
Yes,
up
that's what I've
there
been my
level
entire life as a
photographer.
photographer. That's right. And now I'm just Mr. Mom, mostly for our son who's still home. My daughters are at college. So I just pride myself on being the best support system I can for Corinne and Details.
And that's why I wanted you on here, because we all have a support system, right?
That's
We're
true.
traveling our right? We're traveling our asses off. We're working hard. We're doing 24 hours, and there's always that better half, and that is you, right? In this case, and
Something I take pride in. You know, I
Yeah.
looked when as a man, you kind of think, how can I do this? Take care of the kids. So I kind of looked to the animal kingdom, and I saw that hey, the lioness goes out and hunts.
yeah.
The lion stays home and takes care of the little ones and kind of
Right,
takes
right.
care of the
Makes
home
a roar.
environment. And
And that's when the
You
beer
know?
started.
Yeah,
Like,
so,
That's my way.
but you'll often notice that these things he'll have an like this filter of where he'll transfer his face into a lion. He'll just be like yawning in front of a pool with
Not
his
a cowardly lion.
face on the line, like out like
Uh-huh.
slaying all the flower world.
right,
Right?
We're-
such a good hunter.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you were doing photography before.
That's all I've ever been, a photographer my whole life since I was a little kid growing up in South Florida. And that's all I've been my entire life.
And we understand that you are also AKA the Florida man.
Florida man. I'm a native Floridian. This is what it looks like. I know you have never seen a native Floridian, but I've lived in a bunch of different cities throughout Miami.
He
I was
doesn't
born in
always
Palm
have a
Beach.
beard, you know.
That thing
I used to be
took
so
years
clean
grow.
cut.
That-
Oh my
that
gosh.
took some
I have a
years.
full head of hair underneath
And
the
then
side.
what happened? Then you met her, and then you changed. What happened?
Yes, you know.
He was Tommy Terrific before he.
Oh, okay.
With like I used to comb my hair over. It was so perfect.
Get out of here.
Cleanly shaven. I got a baby face under here. You wouldn't believe it.
There's a face under there.
Yeah. Total baby face. But no one will ever know. I
Oh my gosh.
adopted
More
this.
people recognize him than me. You know, as many events that I do, they'll like be like, oh,
Oh,
we
yeah.
recognize him and that we saw you were with him. So he's a good
Walk to the
accessory,
beard,
right?
and then the woman next to him is
I
Details.
see. All right. Well, that's fair enough. That works.
And what's your favorite part of the entire flower industry? Of being a part of it, of being
My favorite part of the flower industry is when we go to these different conventions and we get to meet our customers, and they will walk up and they will tell Corinne how she has changed their life with tears in their eyes. They say, I'm in Vegas for this show because my staff knows what they're doing this weekend and we can afford to be here. And it's really amazing
that's awesome.
to see the lives that she's touched through really an invention. So
What's been your favorite convention?
my favorite, the Next Gen with all the next generation of people in Miami
That's
recently
Miami.
was
That's
amazing.
cool.
That was
That,
cool.
they have did such a great job with that.
I think our first Vegas show that I attended with Corinne, we got so many new customers that just came up to us and said, it was like we were selling water in the desert to these florists who never had an organizational tool to help them stay in business and to flourish. And then we were there and provided, and it was just amazing.
And you went to LA this year too, right? Or Las Vegas, sorry. You went to Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's actually coming up in November, but we've been the last 5 years. We're speaking again this year, so we're really excited about presenting, and we've passed along some names. So we're trying to pass that goodness forward and like really highlight some people that I think are doing some really nice things.
You're also going to be at Society of American Floor SAF doing the presentation.
We are.
as well, right?
Yes, we're going to be a panelist for marketing at that session, but big advocate of SAF. They've been such a huge supporter of everything we've been doing from really early on. So it's been,
one of your first presentations was at the PAC, right? SAF PAC, CPAC.
Oh, it was. Kate Penn invited me there many years ago, and it was just really kind of very exciting just to be able to present what we were doing to that group of, people I've respected for just a long time, admiring what they've done. And so just to get that opportunity was really huge for us. And it's been, I tell everybody about that event. I know, I think I told you about that event, Siggy.
And the story was that you were really intimidated, but it was just something that really changed your perspective and gave you an opportunity.
I think it's really important to get involved and speak your point of view and really understand the issues of what's going on. And even if you don't understand everything, you'll learn a lot from just the experience of just hanging out with cool people like Willie. This guy is actually who I admire the most, because everyone told me if you want to know something about the floor on the
Ask
street,
Willie, right? Talk to Willie.
you got to meet this guy. And so
and we did, yes.
Yeah, it's been fun. So I've been admirer. So fangirl for Willie over here.
Thank you. Well, I've been following you too, so we've been running into each other at the same places.
I know. Well, I'm in a lot of places.
And yes.
You're in a lot of places too. I'm like, hey, it's Willie again.
Yeah, I know. And we'll be at SAF together. So.
Yeah, I play a mean harmonica too, though, Willie.
Oh, all right.
She plays the flute.
What are you doing?
I play the flute.
What are you doing tomorrow or on any cause?
We're
Jam session.
I'll be
jam
dancing.
session.
So I think we have a comment.
Oh, we have a comment?
Yeah, we have a comment.
Greg has a comment.
Oh,
Okay.
Of course.
Greg has
Greg has a
two
comment.
comments.
Let's go, baby.
So
You guys can go.
So our friend David Kaplan saying, "Who grooms the beard?"
Who grooms the beard?
The Almighty. Are you kidding me? As soon as I let it start going wild, people started calling me boss all the time. And I kind of like that. You know, I've been called boss by random people in public. Grow your beard out, and people yell, "Hey, boss!" That's me.
We were walking down New Orleans, and someone starts making up a song.
A street musician.
A street performer.
Totally
about
improvised
his
this
beard.
song.
And he's like, I'm never cutting my beard again. People are writing songs about it already.
It's getting a little wild right now. Dave, thanks for the question, my dude. Appreciate you.
So David has a follow up as well, and it kind of ties into what you were just saying
A little
about the band.
louder.
So David's asking, do you have a ZZ Top tribute band?
ZZ Top. What's my
gosh.
favorite ZZ Top song? LaGrange. What is he?
Yeah, he was asking about ZZ Top, and
Oh, I love LaGrange. Yes. When I'll go somewhere, I don't think people realize how old ZZ Top is. They're like 90 years old. But people will say, "Oh, ZZ Top," especially in Latin America. They really think that I look like ZZ Top. Somebody called me the Duke the other day. I'm like, is that like a John Wayne reference?
Just start walking around with a guitar in
Yes.
your back, and you're good. You're
So
golden.
yes, today somebody called me Diesel Dave on the beach. That's a car show, I guess.
I guess.
So I love it. Never happened with a clean shaven face.
So now you're
I
right.
highly suggest
Nothing's
it be.
ever coming out.
Go for it. I'm gonna trim it up a little bit. It's getting a little wild, but
As long
Thanks,
as
Dave.
as long
Appreciate
as
you, my dude.
Corinne likes it, you're good.
she
Yeah.
does
that's
like
all that
it.
matters.
She
You
does.
know, I get mad when he trims it because I'm like, you don't look like a rock star anymore. I don't know if I like you.
Oh.
That's totally true.
Oh.
That's totally true. I trimmed it to about right here. And no one liked it except my mom. My mom would love me to trim this
Oh, yeah.
thing, but it ain't happening.
They're all advocating for that.
Really, any other questions you have before I get
well,
into the fun question?
No, I just, obviously, Detail Flowers has been successful in your endeavor. It's working, yeah.
It's a lot of hard work. and
Yeah,
dedication
you
and
know,
passion.
when I was an event designer so many years ago, I really dreamed of a solution to help me do my job. And I waited and waited and waited for someone to
And
build
nobody
this.
did it.
And I was like, my gosh, I know exactly what this needs to be. And so I think it really took someone who had been on multiple sides of the industry to bring a tool like this to life. And I'm really feeling very lucky that I took the risk to build something that was groundbreaking and transformational to a lot of people's businesses. So I don't know. I pinch myself with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, you took some chances, but well, good for you.
Yeah, it's been really fun to kind of learn because I've studied the industry for a long time and know like a lot of the history of what's been happening, and to have a piece of like the future like attached to what we're doing, I think is pretty monumental.
And I'm glad you say
Yeah.
that because Corinne came in a time that innovation wasn't something that people were really looking at, right?
No.
And even social media wasn't even up there, so the floors weren't the ones making the decisions.
Right.
And you came in and kind of broke that barrier.
Yeah, and I think there weren't a lot of women taking
Yeah.
the lead on that.
For
And
sure.
I remember my first WIFSA conference, I felt like I was very much alone in that world as far as women taking a step, and it's kind of been a very male-dominated industry. And I think they needed a feminine point of view to see what are the women really needing that are
And
behind
it's
this.
technology to boot. It wasn't flowers.
Absolutely,
it was
absolutely.
technology,
And
it
that's
was
kind of a very foreign subject for
It still is.
everybody,
It still is.
you know, and that's a very hard language to kind of deconstruct.
Yeah.
And it's been very interesting to kind of dig in and see what we can change there and what we can add and the things that we can kind of relay to the rest of the industry. So I feel very very lucky that I feel like I have an opportunity to share my point of view, but also listen to what we need to change and make some, important moves.
Well, it's always great when people tell you that you've changed their life or that you've really helped them in some way.
You know,
That's really a lot of satisfaction there.
it is. It's what keeps me moving forward because there's not a lot of people who are also that gracious and nice.
Right.
People always want to share the negative.
Yes, right.
And a lot of times, if you only take in the negative, which is very easy to speak, especially with the warriors who are out there, the trolls, who
Yes.
are very easy to speak
They're
their
all out
point of
there.
view
Oh,
from
yeah.
a keyboard and they're anonymous.
Yes.
And you can really let that detract you, I think, from your point of view. But
Yeah. You have to stay
keeping-
focused.
Stay focused on
Yeah.
the mission.
Keep moving.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a little fun here. We're gonna ask you questions. We just kind of came up with this, but we're gonna ask you questions about him. And we're gonna
Okay.
ask you questions and see if we got them right. All right.
Bye, guys.
What is this
Yeah.
Good, great. Okay. Good
Is this like a what is that? What is
Kind of
that?
like
game?
a game. Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
the
Okay, good.
game?
Newlyweds.
Newlyweds.
Newlywed game.
Yeah.
Okay, we've been married
There we go.
22 years now, so this should be fun.
All right.
Okay.
So, what is his favorite color? You need to nod or not nod. And we'll have some fun with that. What is his favorite color?
Blue.
Coffee or Red Bull?
Coffee.
Favorite flower?
Oh, goodness.
Ooh.
You know this one. Oh, I won't say.
I am not really sure.
My favorite color is aquamarine. Go Dolphins.
It's blue.
It's kind of blue.
It's kind of
Aquamarine.
blue. It's a little blue.
Gosh, I don't know what your favorite flower is.
Tulips.
Yes, yeah, yes. And then favorite band.
Favorite band?
Favorite band.
I would say post Florida Georgia line, Brian
Okay.
Kelly.
BK.
Dog, cat, or plant?
Dog.
All right. First job.
First job, pizza delivery.
From
Pizza delivery.
Oh,
made-
he was a NASCAR like a tire.
I made shakes at Steak and Shake.
Oh, that's
Steak and
right.
Shake.
Yes.
That's right.
I
He was
love
a
them. Still.
Man, I was the man.
Most interesting job.
most interesting job. The details mascot.
And
This
then-
is it.
And what's one thing that's interesting about him that no one really knows?
Oh my gosh.
That beard's fake. No.
That he is a Craigslist like super seller and he can sell anything.
I like to trade things.
He likes to
I was in
trade
a
them.
phase where I was trading.
I'm cool with that too. All right, so now
Antiques Roadshow, right?
they just had it here, by the way.
Oh really?
Yeah, someone told me that they had it here like 2 months ago or something. This is cool. This beautiful building. So, what is her favorite color?
Her favorite color is Gator Blue.
All right.
University of
all right.
Florida Gators.
We got
Color,
Gators.
color.
Okay, and then coffee
Hurricanes.
or Red Bull?
Definitely coffee.
Okay, favorite flower?
Her favorite flower is a red rose.
That's
Oh no, it's
yeah,
a,
that's what I thought. That's
Delphinium.
Nice
it's a
try.
violet. Yeah.
Okay.
Favorite band?
Her favorite band is Taylor Swift.
Oh,
Taylor
that's
Swift,
probably
really?
right.
And what
Yeah.
was her first job?
Her first job is Chuck E. Cheese.
Really? What did you do at Chucky?
I was a birthday
Party
performer.
planner.
What did you
birthday
perform?
performer.
Oh, you dressed up
Oh.
as Chucky?
No, I did all the birthdays for the kids, and I sang and danced for them.
Oh, really?
And Chucky was my sidekick.
So you're a singer. You can sing.
No, I was a dancer, but I
She was the
threw a good
party planner for the birthdays.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I was 15.
And then what's the most interesting job she's ever had? That one, I guess.
Probably that one.
Her brilliant. I mean, she's a soft. I mean, what she's doing now is just amazing innovation for women in the technology sector. You just don't really see a woman CEO that just takes the bull by the horns. That's her thing.
That's awesome. And then,
Don't
what
cry.
is one thing interesting about her that no one knows?
That I can talk about?
I got a fancy.
Okay. What's interesting about Corinne? So many things.
You can talk about.
She's an amazing singer. Oh my gosh, she can
No, I'm
sing.
not.
Come
All
on,
right,
sing
here we
for us.
go.
No, she's all let's see. What should I say about her? Oh my god. There's so many things. I can't pick one.
All right.
Can't pick one.
We'll go on. I know you're like, man, I don't want to give a shout out, but you have so many flower industry friends that you hang out with when you're partying. Who are your what? Give us a shout out to a couple of the flower industry people.
Well, Alejandro, of course, Comet Sales, my homeboy.
There you go.
Gosh,
Alejandro.
there's so many Willies here.
Alejandro.
Come on,
And I love Kate from
Yes.
SAS. I have to say she's
Kate,
Mike
yeah.
Black is
Mike Black.
awesome.
Yeah,
Hey
the
Mike,
Godfather.
I love you. Casey's also
Fern.
here.
Casey and his
Oh,
wife.
look 'em all.
Yes.
Come on, Jimmy the
I
Tulip
I know,
Bar.
how can you
Everybody.
pick?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So
All our friends in South America, the Growers, Ball.
there you
We
go.
like, I mean, from A to Z. So many friends I know.
Joey from Alexander
missed
Farms. He's
So
really
many,
great.
but love to all my friends
Yeah,
out there.
I've met so many great people. Amy Balsters, who is here, she's awesome. Deborah Prinzing.
I can't
I
wait to meet
mean,
you. Yeah.
I love Deborah. She's done so many cool things for the industry. And yeah, Willie, he's a big. I mean, I'm a fan. Come on, I want to wear that hat. Shoot.
We're gonna duet sometime.
So, Willie, any final questions or what?
No, I think that was fun because yeah, we haven't had a chance to talk. I've talked to her and interviewed her.
I know.
Because I first
You've interviewed me
I-
twice.
yeah, but not because I was so great at it, just because I screwed up and didn't hit the record button the first time. I did that with two people, her and David,
I've done the mute button.
and I've done it, and I was like,
I don't
oh,
think the
no.
second interview was nearly as good as our first.
No, it
Willie,
wasn't.
You know?
I know it wasn't.
I know. I was like, gosh, I really bombed that second one. It wasn't
Yeah,
as
no,
authentic.
it was.
You're awesome, man.
Well, we didn't bomb it, but anyway, yeah, the person was better, but oh well. I haven't made the mistake again.
Really, I was thinking it was a learning lesson.
It was a learning lesson. Don't do
We're all
that.
learning lessons.
I really gave it to him hard there too. I was like, Willie.
Oh, damn it.
There's such money stuff, so quality.
Well, imagine me making the phone
Gold.
call. By the way, it didn't record.
Can
Oh,
we re-talk?
that was a
Can
good-
we have this conversation? Oh my
Ay,
God.
ay, ay.
So,
Anyway, well, go ahead.
so we'll wrap this up. Thank you for joining
Thanks for
us.
coming
Thanks
and
for
visiting.
having us.
Thanks for being here. And
Thanks for inviting
There's a
Florida
party
Man.
going on
Yeah,
back here,
Florida
guys.
Florida man's the man, man. Next time you see Florida man, he has a name. His name is Greg, and he
Nice
has a
to meet
beard.
you.
What's the name of the beard?
Oh.
the name of the beer? Does that have a
We didn't
name?
name it yet. I didn't want to know what we wanted
No,
to
no.
name it.
Should we name the beard?
Don't
Hey, guys,
name it.
put in your
It'll
comments.
take a
What
life
should
of
we
its
name the
own.
beard?
Yeah, the animal. I don't know what's going on
beast,
with
the
it. The beast.
Never thought about that, but okay.
Mr.
Oh my
Beast.
gosh,
And the
Beauty
Beast.
and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast. There
Thank you
you
again,
go.
and I look forward to hanging out with you guys at the bar.
Yeah,
All right.
there
Well, thank you all.
Our
Awesome.
All right,
pleasure.
guys.
We gotta go now. There's a party going on.
Party.
Okay, we're out of here.
you go. We're out of here.
Bye, guys. Thanks so much.
Again, thank you, everybody.
Oops. Don't. Yeah.
All right.
Hook.
I know, I text.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
I don't know. I think we pulled it off.
I think we pulled it off. I think we did well. I think as you can see, there you go.
Hey,
And
they're
I was
still
dancing
dancing.
a little bit throughout the whole time. So it's really a great vibe and a great scene, right, Willie?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So again, thank you everybody for joining. Tomorrow we're also going to be
Here in the afternoon.
yeah, tomorrow we're going to be in the afternoon. Let me tell you real quick. At 12:15, we'll be interviewing FJ and Juan Carlos Aguilera. And then at 8 p.m., we'll be interviewing Frank Biddle, Jason Kendall, and
You're going to be doing those because
Yes.
I'm going to be busy.
so we're going to have an 8 o'clock, 12:15, and at 8 p.m. as well. Join us and join the party, join the scene, comment, hang out with us. And again, thank you so much for spending your time with us.
Welcome to Fun and Sun.
and see you next year at Fun in the Sun. And that's a wrap.